breath, my bellows, my heart, your hearth. Today, we experience beauty as theology. Today, we carry a new ember. Well, welcome to Embers, a Whisper and Flame podcast. My name is Michael, and I am the voice of Whisper and Flame, the voice that will guide you and journey with you these next 30 days. When your flame has burned down to embers, and all you can do is but whisper, you are welcome here. If you haven't yet, pick up a copy of Embers, 30 Days for Holding What Remains. It's a guided devotional journal that lets you encounter art and poetry and scripture and gives you a place to write your story for yourself. Visit our website, whisperandflame.store, or our Etsy shop, or Amazon. I'm a former staff pastor at an inner-city homeless shelter. I was a hospice chaplain working with patients facing the ends of their lives. I planted a church that welcomed deconstructing Christians before deconstruction was even a term. When I was a sophomore in high school, I had my first real girlfriend. After maybe a month, a whirlwind romance, she fell for one of my best friends and broke up with me. I was heartbroken, feeling worthless again, when with her and that first blush of romance, I felt worthy. Around the same time, another friend of mine saw what was happening, and he invited me to spend time with him playing volleyball with his church's youth group. The kids in this youth group were welcoming. They seemed to like me and wanted me to keep coming around. I needed that then, peers asking me to be a part of the group. It wasn't perfect. Everyone there were still human beings with good days and bad days, but I remember the leaders, my peers, worked to build me up when I felt so broken down. I felt chosen when I had been rejected. One long fall weekend, our youth pastor, Jason, took a few of us to a campground where other youth groups were gathering to introduce kids to the good news, the story of Jesus. My group had a cabin to ourselves. There were maybe 6 or 7 of us from the same high school. In addition to all the activities and games they had for us to do, all the fun we had, we also had really deep conversations about faith, about God, and about who we are. I had a very low view of myself by that point in my life. Unwanted by my girlfriend, rejected by most of my other peers, the whispers of worthlessness from my 6th grade year still ringing in my ears. And I knew I had done wrong things too. I had treated people thoughtlessly, even cruelly sometimes. I hadn't been a good friend. I hadn't been a good big brother or son I knew I was no saint, and I knew the truth in the statement that I, at least, was a sinner. Jason told us the story of Jesus, his life, his death, his resurrection, and the hope that's available to each and every person. I didn't realize it until that moment that I had been feeling hopeless for most of my life. And I wanted to feel hope. I needed it like I needed air. Something struck me about Jesus then. It struck me that it was truly beautiful that he loved me. Not a little bit, not like the people in my life, but he loved me so much that he would die to save me, to have me, because he wanted me. Maybe it was because I had gone so long without feeling that hope, or feeling chosen, or feeling loved. It was the first moment where I felt beauty as theology. The beauty of a love that sacrifices everything to save and change someone who isn't really all that worth it. I felt my own worthlessness for years, and in that moment, I felt worth again. Because the death of God himself makes me worth it when I wasn't before. Jason had put a name to the feeling I'd had ever since I was a kid. A nearness, a presence, a mystery whose name I didn't know. He put a name to that feeling. Its name was Jesus. And it wasn't a feeling, or an it at all, but a person who had been present for me the whole time. He was that feeling inside that told me everything was gonna be okay. Maybe this cabin was another thin place in my story where something true and beautiful had broken through. Was it the truth itself that had broken through? Beautiful because it was true. I started spending more and more time with this youth group, becoming a part of the core group there. They became a family for me in those difficult high school years. But it wasn't all sunshine. Youth group rarely is. And while I owe my friends there for so much, there were a lot of issues as well. One of the things that Jason heavily focused on was evangelism, making sure that each of us attempted to tell as many people about Jesus as we could. And he would quote a part of Scripture to show that we should do this. But in your hearts revere Christ as Lord. Always be prepared to give an answer for the hope that you have. That's from 1 Peter 3:15. See, I was really afraid to do that. I tried to, like everybody else, but I was never good at it. It felt so manufactured to me. For me to force someone to confront this new idea about life and faith and death. Even though I had needed to be confronted by it myself. And I got to experience hope again because of that and the love of God through it. I was terrified to do the same thing to my peers at school. And boy, did I feel guilty about that. I was worried it would be another reason to be rejected. I couldn't do it. Try as I might to stammer out the words, "Can I please tell you about the hope that I have in Jesus?" It never worked. And I always felt less than because I wasn't any good at it. But I started thinking about that verse in a deeper way. And over time, the question formulated into this: why do you believe what you believe? I knew my answer. It came to me so clearly. And because no one has ever asked, and I really struggled to put myself in the way of anyone who would ask, I'm going to tell you. I can't think of anything more beautiful. There's nothing in the world more beautiful. Nothing in the universe. No spiral galaxy, no supernova, no black hole, no nothing in the macro universe, and nothing in the infinitesimal micro universe of replicating cells and molecules, protons, neutrons, electrons, molecules holding us together. There's nothing more beautiful. No mountain, no river, no forest, no flower, no tree, no animal, no woman, no man, no nothing more beautiful than God choosing the cross instead of choosing to lose me. There's nothing more beautiful than His love, purchasing my life at the cost of His, even when I wasn't really worth it. Didn't deserve it, never earned it, and still, I have it. And if that story is true, then it's beauty that is itself theology. That's what beauty really is. A window to truth. It's the awe we feel in front of a towering mountain range. It's the wonder we experience when we see the face of the beautiful woman or beautiful man looking at us with real love. Beauty is the tangible part of mystery. The part of mystery that we can see here and now, pointing us to the presence of someone more towering than a mountain. Pointing us to someone truer and realer, in whose face has always been real love for you, for me, for all of us. Pointing to the truth at the heart of the world. Because this world doesn't have to be beautiful, does it? Beauty doesn't have to exist. There's no scientific law that says beauty should exist. There's no reason why it exists, but it does. Art, music, awe, wonder, every act of making or seeking what is truly beautiful is to reach out and touch the mystery at the heart of the world. And the most beautiful thing that I can think of is He who held nothing back for me, for you. A love more towering than a mountain, higher than the sky, more resonant than the best song you've ever heard. That's why I believe what I believe. Because I can't think of anything more beautiful than He who would give Himself away for me. Wonder, mystery, the presence that I trust. Why do you believe what you believe? What beauty has stuck with you and struck you with wonder? Join me in our breath prayer today. Inhale. Wonder, mystery. And exhale. presence I trust. And again. Inhale. Wonder, mystery. And exhale. Presence I trust. I want to know your story. Where have you experienced beauty as theology? If you'd like to share your story with us, or even join us on this podcast, we'd love to hear from you. Reach out to us on the Whisper and Flame Facebook pages, Instagram pages, or send us an email at whisperinflame, that's whisper, the letter N, flame, @gmail.com. We look forward to connecting with you. Thank you for joining me today for Ember 19, Beauty as Theology. Pick up a copy of Ember's 30 Days for Holding What Remains from our website. Allow me to bless you as we depart for now. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine on you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift his countenance upon you and bring you peace. Before you go, remember, even the grave is not godless, but a child's lost and found. You, yes, you are beloved, every scar, holy ground.